quick video here. I just wanted to show this. I got my low pressure turbo engine apart, and I'm using a caliper because this is all I have at the moment. This is not the right tool to measure, especially for machinists or rebuilds, stuff like that. But this will give you an idea, at least. Looking at the crank, it looks good condition. This guy here has a little bit of wear right in the middle, a little bit of scratches, but you cannot feel them with your nails. Not that I have nails. But anyways, these ones here, they look pretty decent. I'm gonna polish them with 2000 grit. I wrap them around and then I use a shoelace and do a perfect circle motion to polish this. The crank has the same part numbers as the my R block and crank on this side. This one looks really good. On this side, the cylinders look perfect, very nice, even wear, no weird spots. You can still see the cross hatching, really nice. So this is gonna probably, I'm just gonna clean it a little bit. I don't want to touch it too much. The deck looks absolutely perfect too. I took the head in a pattern, so I didn't want to wreck the chances of wrecking the block or the head. I won't be using the head of this low pressure turbo because I have my R head. I'm still trying to do a comparison on the head, on both heads, low pressure and the R. It's gonna shut the heat off here because it gets pretty loud. So I have the cams. The low pressure turbo intake cam, which is this one, I believe, it is slightly bigger. Exhaust and exhaust are the same, but the intake on the low pressure turbo is very slightly larger. So if I can measure, I will give measurements, but yes, I'm debating if I'm gonna put the low pressure turbo cam on my R, since it's a little bit bigger, but I just want to make sure it's gonna clear the valves. Pistons are different. This one has more of an aggressive angles, square look. This one is more rounded. If you look at here, the R are thicker in size. The wrist pins are definitely beefier than the low pressure turbo, and the rods are definitely bigger, different, thicker. So this one has 2 dots, this one has 3 dots. This is the low pressure turbo, and my rod bearings are absolutely in perfect condition, which is good. That's a healthy engine. On the R, I don't know if this is the material, different material, but there you can tell a little more worn. The crowns are the same size, and I do believe one is larger than the other one if you put them side to side. So looks like the R Maybe I might be wrong. I don't know. They almost look almost the same height from this point to this point. But this one definitely has more material, more piston, and probably our compression ratios are based on the shape of the piston. I would imagine this one is deeper, this one is not, so maybe that's why we gain more psi compression on the low pressure. But yeah, so there it is. Differences are minimum, but there is difference on the low pressure turbos and the R engines. So today I'm working on this Jeep. Had to do all the steering linkages. It's pretty rough. It has a pretty bad wobble, so we're gonna replace the steering box, and I'm not looking forward. I really don't enjoy as much as the Volvos, but it's okay. I used to like these Jeeps a lot too back in the day. They're quite the machine. 4-liter. But yeah, I got all the pieces here. I'm still need to send some stuff to the shop to get refinished. The oil pan, of course, is different on the low pressure tube on the R. The R has, even if it's 2004, they already put the oil level sensor, which is not on the newer models. Even on the 2.5s, on the from 2005 up, you don't even see the sensor. I don't know if maybe the last generations of the XEs or V70s, they might added it. So yeah, the 2004 V70R definitely was way ahead of their time. The pickup tube on the oil, I measured this one and they look identical to that, so I'm not gonna replace it. I'm just gonna clean it. So yeah, I don't know about the oil pump. Some people said that the oil pump on the Rs are better, so I have to confirm that, and if that's the case, I might replace it to this one here, because this is the one I'm using. But this one had all the timing belt, all this stuff replaced recently, so I'm just gonna try to keep it the way it is. Polish this crank, polish the crank, and yeah, clean this side of the block really nice with something gentle, Scotch-Brite or something like that. Clean the cylinders, make sure there's nothing like here. I want to get rid of all these, and then of course I'm gonna shim this block, and I did confirm that the sizes are different. There's no one size fit all, like we were commenting in the comment section. Funny thing is, a lot of the gauges, they fill and they fit perfect on the side. You can put a filler gauge on the side and it will fit in, but once you get into the middle, then it doesn't go in. So this one was bigger, and this one, I believe that one. So I have to see what sizes I'm gonna use. I might use a little bit of a sort of a file if I can get these to open up a little bit more, so it's an even gap, so I can put I don't want it to have more support in the middle and not much on the sides, which I think in theory you have to worry more about, like the middle here, because this is the weakest spot. So as long as you have a nice tight shim right in the middle, I think it should be fine. But either way, I like to have a nice even shim that it has even pressure on all the points on this gap. So that's what I'm gonna be working on, and I think I'm just gonna make my own shims with I had this set here of shims, filler gauges. So since they're not the same size, I think I'm gonna be okay. And then I can cut these ones in two, and I think it's gonna be just perfect size for my gap. Maybe a little bit bigger, I don't know, we'll see, because I still want to make it a little bit of an angle on each corner, bend it a little bit so I know it's gonna stay there. I might use some bearing retainer, I don't know, because you can see here this one goes in there nice, it goes here nice. So if I can find some sort of like file, and I can just try to work right in the middle where I can see that it's harder to push, and there is a little bit of a I don't know what to say, like a indent. It's like caved in the middle. The middle goes deeper than on the side, so that's something to consider. There is some shims that they sell already pre-made, and they do have a little bit of a pointy side, and then the flat side on the other side. So I think that's what the reason. So yeah, this is it for now. I'm just gonna be cleaning, shimming this, sending all this stuff away, and I need to get some gaskets, and I do believe I have some gaskets and seals somewhere in here. Yeah, I have some cam seals that I can reuse. Yeah, so this is what's going on with this. This is getting polished, and if anyone knows about my intake cam from the low pressure turbo, if it's a good idea to slap it on, I think that would be appreciated. Somebody knows. If not, I think I'm just gonna try, and if it clears, I think it's gonna be fine. So it will be kind of cool to put that on and see if we can gain a little more performance that way. So I got my turbos here, the K24 on the other side. I gotta organize all this, clean the floors, because it's getting pretty nasty now. But yeah, I have a little bit of a bug going, that's why I keep sniffing, and I sound a little sick, but yeah, we're here. Gonna be working on these Volvos, and I just wanted to make this video to show if somebody had the curiosity about the differences between the 2.5 and the 2.5, which are code 2T4 I think, and the 2T2 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what are the codes, but it's a high pressure turbo R and a low pressure turbo, so they're both 2.5s. So if you were wondering if you can reuse the blocks, make a cheap fix for your R, because these engines are getting hard to find. So weakest spot is the block. So if you can get yourself a cheap 2.5 from a XC70, XC90 or something like that, then I think you're good to go. So that's the point of this video. So we're trying to make this happen with what we have, with the resources that we have, and keep these Volvos on the road. Anyways, that's everything I got for today, and once I start slapping this thing together, probably make another video if I encounter some other stuff that might be interesting to share. But for now, this is it, guys. So cheers, you guys have a good week. Adios.